Bendiciones! Ready for some serious hair love? In this video, I'm going to be showing you my wash and go hair routine. My agent is called with a pretty big audition, and as a model, actress, and host, my hair must look like my current headshot. So this is what I'm working with right now, and I need it to look like this. First, I'm going to hop in the shower and give it a nice wash with this Camille Rose shampoo. It leaves it really soft, smelling good, and easier to manage. I love the shampoo because it works on both me and my son's hair. My detangling tools are my unbrush, my wide tooth comb, a great spray bottle for water. My favorite detangling conditioner is this rosemary and mint. And then I always deep condition with the Algae Renew by Camille Rose. Yes, you heard me. Every time I wash my hair, I deep condition. Especially after a blowout because the state of my hair definitely changes and I want the curls to revert back to their normal curl pattern. The key is always a very, very small sections. It might be tempting to use bigger sections because you think it's going to go faster, but trust me, I learned the hard way. Use small sections and give yourself enough time to show your hair some love. So first I'm going to go in with my water. You want your hair to be dripping wet. I do not start combing on my hair until I feel some kind of slip and I'm missing something. I remembered I need my detangling spray. I love this stuff. It's by Mane and Tail. So I'm going to go ahead and saturate my hair with the detangling spray, and then I'm going to work it in really, really well. You'll see now my fingers are going through, and that is what we want. And now we can go ahead and add that rosemary and mint conditioner to help with the detangling process. I have very, very thick hair, so I'm always using a very generous amount of product. I'm going to go ahead and rake it through and work it in and get as many of the tangles out with my fingers as I can before I use a comb. This is another part of the process that you do not want to rush through. You want really, really good slip, and when I feel comfortable, then I'll go ahead and go through my hair with my wide tooth comb. This is when you know you're working with a really, really good detangling conditioner, when your comb can pass right through. And after I feel like I've worked that in enough, I'm going to go in with my deep conditioner, the Algae Renew by Camille Rose. It smells so yummy. I'm going to work that in, taking my time once again, just making sure that my hair is saturated from the roots to the very ends. And as you can see, my curl pattern is starting to come back, which makes me very, very happy. I'm going to go through with my unbrush, just making sure that I've worked through all of those tangles from roots to ends. And once I feel like I have enough slip, I go in with a 2-strand twist just to make sure that this section doesn't mix in with the rest of my hair during the detangling process. It not only holds the hair in place, but it allows the conditioner to really sit and set in on each section of your hair. You're probably thinking whether or not each of these steps are really, really needed. And for me, it's a yes. It is time consuming, which is why I do not wash my hair and Prince's hair in the same day. I'll set aside a time for me and I'll set aside a time for him. So now I'm just going to repeat that same process of the water, the detangling spray, the conditioner, combing through, then the deep conditioner and the unbrush. A good 2-strand twist and on to the next section. I'm feeling really good right now. I'm vibing because I'm just about halfway through. I always have really, really good music going. I don't know, hair care requires a really good playlist. I've learned that it's not about how quickly you can get done. It's about the results. It's all about really, really great results. I grew up having relaxers in my hair, so as an adult, I actually had to relearn my hair, and I did a huge, big chop after my son was born and decided to really, really get to know both his hair and my hair. Our textures are slightly different, so it's actually taken me years to find a process that works for both of us, as well as products that work for the both of us. Just because it can be very expensive to use separate products for him and separate products for me, so I try to keep it consistent for the two of us, and that's what works. It's nice to know that over the years, we've gotten way more variety when it comes to natural hair care products. And now that we're finally done detangling, detangling. Look at those guns. I'm going to place a plastic cap over my head for about 45 minutes, and I'll go study my lines and prep however I can for my audition, set up my lights and whatnot, figure out whatever props I can use so I can book this bad boy. Once upon a time, I used to sit under a hooded dryer, and I just don't have the time anymore. So I figure within 45 minutes, I can work up enough sweat so that it'll naturally be hot up underneath this cap. And that's what we call multitasking. And 45 minutes later, I'm going to untwist and give it another quick rake through right before I wash all of this conditioner out. Right now, my hair is smelling good. It's feeling good. It's feeling soft. You can see the curls are starting to come back, and I'm going to wash this out. And now, finally, with freshly washed hair, I'm going to go ahead and start the go part of my wash and go. I cannot stress enough, you need water throughout this entire process. And my favorite conditioner, Curl Love by Camille Rose. Unfortunately, I'm all out of my favorite gel by Michi. It's not sold in stores just yet. So I'm going to try it on Jackie's. It worked well on Prince's hair. Then I'm going to go on with my mousse and end with my hair oil, both by Camille Rose. Don't forget that detangling spray. Right about now, my hair is smelling amazing, but I got to keep it moving. I got this audition. Again, small sections are your best friend, and so is this detangling spray. I'm going to go in with some Curl Love. As always, a very, very generous amount, and I'm going to work that in. It makes my hair so soft, and it smells divine. It is the perfect product to use as a base, as a foundation for your wash and go. I've tried it with a number of different gels and mousses, and it works just tens across the board. You want products that are going to work very well together, and sometimes your go-tos, they're sold out or you run out. You need stuff that's going to work well and play well with others. So I'm going to go in and add a little bit more water because I noticed my hair, it just wasn't wet enough. And now I'm going to give that on Jackie's Don't Shrink Gel a try. I'm working it in slowly because I want to see if it's going to play well with the Curl Love. I don't want those little white balls. You know, it's so annoying, but so far so good. I'm digging it. So we're going to keep this thing going. The consistency of this gel is a bit different from what I'm used to, so I'm just adding a little bit more until it feels the way that I think it should feel. And as you see me working it in, you can see those curls starting to form, and that is exactly what we want. The products to work well together, those curls to pop. Now it's time to add my mousse, another product by Camille Rose that I love, love, love. It smells so good. A lot of times people will mistake it for perfume. It's just delicious smelling. I will warn you though, the bees, they like it as well. But can you blame them? Walking around smelling sweet like honey. Again, this is my first time using the Aunt Jackie's Don't Shrink Gel. So I'm excited about the results, but I am always just double checking and working it through, because sometimes you can start to use a product and halfway in you'll notice it's not going so well. So especially with this first section, I'm making sure that these products are working well together. And for my last and final step, the grand finale, I seal everything in with this hair oil by Camille Rose. Needless to say, it smells amazing. I'm going to move on to the next section and repeat those very same steps, adding more water, going in with the Curl Love, and then adding the gel, and go ahead and put that mousse in there, and then sealing with the hair oil. A lot of gels will claim that you don't need a conditioner because they have conditioner in them. I will never ever skip that conditioning process with that Curl Love. I mean, this is called hair love, not hurry up and do your hair. I often get asked if the mousse is necessary, and the answer is yes. For us, it just defines our curls even more, and it also allows the wash and go to last longer. Yes, we got some progress here. So now that I'm just about actually over halfway done, I'm going to decide how I'm going to style my hair, and I'm probably just going to do a side part. That's always my go-to for auditions. Making this decision now, it just helps with figuring out how and where to layer my hair. It's pretty annoying to decide on a middle part, and then when you get to the end, decide you want a side part. Trust me, I've been there. Oh, and I think we found one of those fairy knots. They're so annoying and they're so tiny, but when I find them, I handle them right there on the spot. I grab my scissors and I always go just a little bit above the knot, and I clip it. You don't want to yank it. You don't want to pop it off, because what it will do is cause split ends. And you definitely don't want to leave it there. So go on, just clip her and set her free and keep it moving. I cannot stress enough that you need to allot enough time to be patient with your hair. Special things require special attention. And now I'm going to go ahead and make my official part with the end of this comb here. You want to be very gentle when separating your hair. You don't want to yank it, because it will pop and it will cause split ends. I love me a good, straight, clean part, so I'm a little obsessed. Excuse me while I get this right. Now that I finally decided on a style, I'm just gonna keep continuing with my process. Now, this is usually the part where I get a little impatient, or I'm tempted to make bigger sections or rush it, but I remind myself that I need to use as much patience and care as I did when I started with the back of my hair. Gotta finish how you started, boo. And now, doing my happy dance, I am finally done. I'm gonna go in with one final touch. Now, this step is optional. I prefer the front of my hair to lay down, push back out of my face, especially for an audition, because the face card is everything, darling. Now, I'm going to only apply it to the very, very front of my hair. It's so important to work this in, because if you don't, it will sit there and it will look at you all day long. So make sure you work that into your hair. Even if you want to warm the product a little bit in between your fingers before applying it to your hair, it also works great. And I rake the excess through the rest of my hair, because we just don't want to waste product. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the same exact thing on the other side, making sure that I'm taking my time and I'm really, really working this product in. I cannot stress enough. If you don't, it turns white. And like I said, it just sits there and it looks at you, and it's just not a good look. One last and final rake through, making sure that product is in there. And I'm going to pin down the front of my hair again, just because the style that I prefer, it keeps my hair out of my face. Set my diffuser on the lowest settings. And then I'm going to go ahead and dry my hair. Now, usually I diffuse for a good maybe 20 minutes to a half an hour. I'll admit, if it's summertime, I don't even bother to diffuse. But you do get better results if you diffuse. I'm diffusing because I have an audition and my hair needs to be completely dry. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the time to make sure my hair is dry. It gives better results and it allows for way more movement. And a mama's got to be able to move. This also gives me an opportunity to rehearse my lines and think about my scenes or some unique things that I can do so I can stand out in my audition. I am really, really digging these results. The Aunt Jackie's Don't Shrink Gel did not disappoint. It's playing really well with all the other products. I've got definition and shine. I hope this video helps you on your hair journey. Remember, show your hair some love. Bye.
Thanks for watching our video. Please subscribe.